Well, hey everybody, I'm Will Kidd with 7C's Estate Sales here with you today to give you a video walkthrough of our upcoming October 3rd and 4th hybrid estate sale in Rockford, Tennessee. Now, if you don't know where Rockford is, don't worry because I didn't really quite grasp it either. It's just a little north of Alcoa. If you can think of where Pellissippi Parkway meets Alcoa Highway, it's a couple, 3 miles off of there. So you can get there from Martin Mill Pike as well. But as I go through the house, I'm going to be showing you some extraordinary antiques and a lot of other collectibles and cool stuff in the house. And what you'll see as I go is many items with this kind of strip of paper on it. Those are items that are going to be in our online auction. And then we're not through tagging everywhere else, but we'll also have a tag sale. So that'll be items with just sticker prices on it, like the hat there, for instance. And you can come into the house and just buy those items at the stickered price on the day of sale, October 3rd and 4th. And stay tuned. We may have to do a clean out on the 5th because there's really a ton of cool stuff in this house. So it's going to take me a while to go through the house. I'll go as quick as I can, but there's over 300 lots in the auction alone and tons in the tag sale. If you collect or deal antiques, you're going to want to be at this sale. I'm looking at, and it's just spectacular oak frame with all kind of ornamentation on the outside. And that is what's known as a hair memorabilia or memorial. It's got all those flowers inside there. And I'm sorry, I'm kind of battling the window glare, but all that inside there is hair, human hair, wrapped around wire to commemorate the lady whose picture's in the middle. Pretty cool. And now, not everything is old. For instance, we're going to have this great big dog bed here. It's a dog ramps for the dog to get up in your bed. Got the cool hen and chicken, a little frame down there. I'm going to take a quick peek in this bathroom just because we've got some, a lot of people love Chandler and this style of old print. There's some Chandler here and Chandler-like items. And then some of them, this is an original, but look at the frame. I mean, this is a house for frames. There's so much cool artwork in here, and some of the frames around it are just spectacular. Here's a couple more. Again, Chandler's. We're selling this cool rack here as well as these up here. Chandler's, one or two originals, and then most of them are prints, as you tend to find. Got some neat old folding chairs here. One of the other things that's newer in the house that's kind of cool, you're going to find several of the faux fireplaces. This one looks like the old wood-burning stove. Other ones are slightly different. And then up here, the face vases are a big thing here, and they're particularly, this family collected, I think it's a North Carolina artist, please forgive me if I'm wrong, but Peg Henderson. And so she's made these little cool dioramas, tiny little face vases in there, and there's another one. So that's a very unique and collectible. The tiniest little, it's got hammer tin doors like a pie safe. I call that a mini pie safe. You don't have to put pies in there. You can put whatever you want, but it's pretty cool. You got old purses, buttons. Really love the bride's basket. Here's a second one of those memorials. Really awesome crib here. This is a platform crib. You can see the platform, and then it rocks on that platform. A lot of antique baby clothes here. This is another fabulous crib. Should have been in the auction. We walked right around it and missed it. So it's going to be tagged. Down inside there, I'll let you ponder that for a minute. I'll tell you what it is in a little while. What the heck is that with all those nails sticking out? Everybody thought it was Freddy Krueger or something. It's not. It's got a much more benign use. Another memorial here. Fire screens. There are going to be several cool fire screens. A lot of nice needlepoint around. And then this is a really unusual device, which we learned later after much figuring and finally consulting our client. It's a salesman's sampler of a hay bale. Far out. Hay baler. All right, and a Jenny Lind style bench here. Again, new items. You're going to have some of these heaters and coolers and that sort of thing. Got a nice oak table there. This is the crafting area. I'll just give you a sort of a broad view. Don't need a whole lot of detail. But if you craft or organize, need some organizing stuff in your office, there's a nice work table here. But all kind of good handy items from the shelving and the totes to all the stuff that's in them. Really good crafting stuff. And then this is definitely a good item here. The Hisense. That's a whole room portable air conditioner. Pretty cool. This is a settle bench. Another name I learned. Settle bench. It would be the old version of a timeout. And then this is a really cool antique 2-drawer desk. I love these quatrefoil cutouts down on the bottom. Really kind of a neat piece. Beautiful wood. And then a second closet that's just jam full of household. And hey, we run an antique business, so there's going to be all the kind of odds and ends in here. Now, what do I mean about running an antique business? Our clients were the Paddlefords, or are the Paddlefords. They owned the Kingston Pike Antique Mall here in Knoxville for 25 years and then had more booths, more decades after that. So a lot of times when we get a deal with an antique dealer house, we get all the broken stuff. That wasn't the case here. They kept the really, really, really good things. Like, where are you going to find another one of these fantastic Victorian burl walnut bookcases? Huge, huge, huge. You've got the ceilings for this. You just need to bid and buy it. Spectacular piece. Look at the pediment on this thing up top. All kind of the gingerbread and cool carvings and everything. That's totally awesome. Got some really cool artwork, as I said. I love the painting there is another Chandler-like item. And then we're even selling this Christmas time archway. And if you like Christmas, there's plenty of seasonal here. Santa Claus, all about. And then more artwork, as you can see, all around the room. Very cool. Coming down the hallway, just as we got, again, if you're just household shopping, you come to estate sales because you want to buy Clorox cheaper than Walmart, I'm your guy at this sale. Covered up with all that kind of stuff, especially also true with office supplies, organizers, paper clips, batteries, flashlights, labels, stickers, legal pads, blah, 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 all that kind of stuff. We got it in spades. And then this is a fabulous cabinet, which was full of paper. These are single board sides on this thing. You're going to find some 18, 20-inch boards in this sale. Very cool old stuff. Now, coming into the main part of the house, this is the original part of the house. It's a farmhouse out here in the country, loaded with antiques. And all across this table here, I haven't done any pricing yet, but look, 10-cent comic. I've never seen this one with the Commando Cubs. And then the paperwork in this sale is spectacular. I'll show you box after box like this with, there's ABC books and everything. Here's little baby dolls, Civil War era flatware, all kind of vanity items, miniatures, dolls, toys. The man of the house was a veterinarian, and there's all kind of antique veterinary stuff in here, and the veterinary books are amazing. Now, check out this wall. This is probably as many cross corner frames as we've had in all the years we've been doing business. Kind of a unique thing, early 1900s. Some people call it tramp art when it's got these little grooves in it and the little beaded corners, but all kind of really cool stuff. This is first in war, first in peace, first in the heart of his countrymen, George Washington. That's pretty cool. This one says, "Remember me." A bunch of them are tagged, bunch of them are auction. So yeah, come load yourself up on that. More cowbell, woo! Okay, and then let's see, we got vanity items. As I said, great chair. Look at this one. Wow, look at the little beadwork on the back. I think there's a pair of those. Another great artwork there in another great frame. Miscellany here. I've got a fantastic desk here. Provenance on this desk is it comes out of a railroad station, as I remember. But yeah, read the tag, number 29. And then this pile here on top, there's a bunch of coins and jewelry. That stuff will be in the tag sale. Jewelry in the tag sale this time at the checkout. So check that out. Now this room here is, we think, we've got it down to 100% auction lots. So everything in this room is in the auction, and it's a crazy good mix of stuff. I love this chest. Upstairs, you're going to see we have Stife, As You Wish animals. These are the one of the two lots of puppets underneath here. And then these are the hedgehogs. But there's, 200 Steve Stife animals. And down here we got crates, literally crates full of Tom Clark gnomes. Really old of these little tobacco cards. This is bullet molds from the Civil War. Our client was a major Civil War collector and dealer. They took most of it with them when they moved back to Pennsylvania, but there's some really awesome stuff here. The postcard collection there is great. There's a Civil War medical devices in there. Some more Civil War here. These are Civil War era match safes. Very cool. More Steve Stife. I'll just pick one and say, I'll go with Steve. And you can let it hurt yours if you don't like it that way. Anyway, quilts. There's probably 36 really good quilts in the auction, and there'll be a bunch more on the tag sale. I got tobacco flags there. I got a piece of Roseville. Look at this corner cabinet. Look at the size of the boards. That's absolutely fantastic. Fantastic East Tennessee piece. Over here, burl walnut. That's a table with a folding top, so you turn that, and it's got a gate leg on the back, pull it out. Another really unusual table with the wicker base. Baskets, great old baskets. Here's a look at some of the quilts. This is the last one, number 305 in the auction. I just took a picture, didn't fold it up yet. Really, really cool, pie safe, diminutive size. Now, you don't see them short like that. That was very cool, and the tin is beautiful and original. That's hundreds of years old. Tramp art is going to be another thing. You'll find a lot of cool tramp art in here. There's several lots of it. I like that one very well. And this is like almost like a child's china cabinet here. And then there in this thing you'll find there's a really good selection of antique tintypes and old photographs. and there's a bunch of that. That was one. There's groups of 2. There's 10. It's all over the place. Got some Royal Dalton Toby mugs here in the house. The one and only consignment. There's some more of the Tom Clark. Really cool old chest there. I love this one. This lady is known. She's a Civil War era painting. More quilts here. You can see a Rakes bear. And then Star Wars, got a really cool horseshoe brand. This is a Knoxville brand. I didn't know about them, but there it is. And then here is a bunch of button collection, another button collection, tin toy collection. This one's one of the weirdest ones. Victorian items all made with deer hooves. Okay, and this one's a page turner. In case your fingers, you don't want to do it with your pages, you can use this ivory piece here to flip pages, whatever you're doing. Really great. I mean, just great miniature portrait there. Sorry for the glare. You have to come see it. I love this tin. This is a sterling cup with a 48-star flag on it. That's cool. The little Civil War item in the back. There's a bunch of great Crocs here. There's a ton of yellow/green spongeware. That's the largest ever dough bowl I've ever had. Civil War peg leg. I mean, people, this loaded sale is crazy. The piece behind all this quilt rack, there's some great pieces up there. That's a sugar nip. If you've never seen a sugar nip, you can come check that out at the sale. It was the first one I knew what I was looking at when I saw it. Then cruising into the next room. Again, stay with me. There's a lot of house to see, but fantastic. Look at this burl walnut. Oh my God, it's such a gorgeous piece with the round columns and the wood grain and the cool handles. And I mean, you just want to put your clothes or linens or something, buy it and leave it sitting with nothing in it. It's just absolutely spectacularly beautiful piece. Now, companion-wise, you might want to add this. Once again, a huge roll top desk, and that's a barrel roll, so it's one solid piece instead of a bunch of slats. Very cool. High C glassware there, and then if you've been looking for a platform mirror and couldn't find one, it's because they're all in this house. There's dozens. There's a half a dozen of them right there. Really nice clock parked out over there. This table, more postcards, more collectible paper, coins, all this stuff in the back, all this kind of like medicinal stuff, 100% related to veterinary stuff. Like there's things here I've never even imagined. Scarcoptic mange treatment. Yeah, I didn't know I needed any of that. Another Victorian burl walnut spectacular marble top table, and then you've got the sort of shorter corner cabinet there, wall mounted, very awesome. Some good glass for you. There's another platform mirror, Santa Claus, and a really nice antique artwork here. That one, sorry, the glare is not going to let me get a good picture of it, but it's a beautiful little piece. One more room. This room is also mostly auction. You got the his and her Victorian chairs. Nice original artwork up there. That's a sewing table here. A lift-off lid on this. Just like an ottoman or a footstool with the tilt lid. And then I mentioned earlier, there's more of the photo books. This one is all stainless steel surgical tools. It's mostly for veterinary, but that's cool. I put a bunch of these little shelves in the auction. Love those. I love this cabinet here. It's almost like a music cabinet, but look at the detail here. It was the thing about this house is like all these antiques I'm running into in this house are similar to ones that I've had, but they're older and the condition is better. Look at the detail on here. I mean, it's exceptionally good, some of the stuff that you're going to run into here. Over here, ivory handled canes. Got a beautiful cane or umbrella holder there. I love this. Got the date on it. Let's see. It says her work. Yeah, it's a signed needlepoint or let's see what we call that one, petty point on a really cool stand. It looks character a little bit, but if you had an antique mall, you might understand. Star Wars collectibles. There's another Stife toy, and then a bunch of more canes. There's a glass cane, a gold handled cane. I'm talking about cool stuff here, and then a train over here. Love the train. Drop leaf table. Several more of the antique photo books. There's a high C punch bowl in the auction. This is a really cool one. I hadn't seen before. That is a Victorian pop-up Valentine in a shadow box frame. Totally cool. Gotta love that. The campfire marshmallows. I love this campfire. It's the original food. I had no idea. I thought other food came before marshmallows, but it's the original food, and you can have the original tin. Those are actually surprisingly valuable, the campfire tins, maybe because of the weird logo or the weird motto. Civil War cannon chalk. You don't find those every day. First one I've ever seen. And that is a little child size chaise lounge. Pretty cool. Up on the mantle, got some other neat things. This was the pop-up Cinderella book. You go look that one up. Boy, talk about crazy money for a book. That thing's really cool. Little Miss Seamstress Necky sewing machine in there. I got some silver plate here. Cool. Lamps. This floor lamp's in the tag sale, but man, look at that shade. Thing's crazy. And then tables. Yeah, just vanity items, and on we go. All right, we'll keep rolling. So much to see. Please, I'll have the website up as soon as this video is available, so you'll be able to go back and look at photos of these in the auction and tag sale listing. So again, I've had hall trees before, but this is probably the best one. So it's just over and over in this house. It's like, well, that's better than any one we've ever had. This is really, really good. It's got the drip tray down on the bottom, the place for your umbrellas and canes, and then hats and all that. Really nice. Look at the hallway, folks. They really love their artwork here. There's a bunch of cool old stuff. I'll give you a look at that when I circle back around here in a minute. All right, these things making me crazy in terms of being able to actually show them. When you're in the room with them, you can see them, but the lighting and the glare is mad. But look at the bubble glass here. And this is a Victorian thing to put birds or other creatures behind this bubble glass. So you've got actually a pair of them matching. That's an outstanding thing. If you collected them, that's mad hard to find right there. Okay. Down here, a little cool small size chest. This is another picture hanger. Got a little miscellaneous around the side of the room here. New and very long runners. Little fireplace screen there. There's more Heisey glass, a very pretty lamp. Got, yet again, this is probably my fourth one this year, the Federal mirror with the convex glass. Very cool. This is a German pasta maker. Yeah, hadn't run across that before. Very interesting. Some Belite pieces there, more Crocs for you. There's a wooden safe. It's the first wooden safe I've ever seen. And then on this end wall, we've got a couple really nice, what we call a pier table. It's got the mirror underneath it. If it had the mirror on top, it'd be a pier mirror, but it's a table, so it's a pier table. In this one, Empire, as Empire gets, with those gigantic, thick scrolls, very cool. And then more of the Peg Henderson here on the face jugs, larger ones. I love this gal with the harp, very cool. And once again, just killer good frame. Another nice little shelf. Some more artwork for you here, and a set of got an old wagon and baskets and a bunch of miniature tea sets. And a nice set of chairs over there. And then this table in the center, lots of blue and white, very fine porcelain. This one's a great one, just, 100-plus-year-old beauty. And then more little tea sets. Pretty cool. The kitchen, as I turn around, is very dense here. We've got some areas with, kind of common newer stuff, but also like graniteware and maybe the oldest bread box I've ever seen. Shelving, covered with some of, really old tin cups. And then more, coffee items, more coffee cups. This is a pleater. If you ever need to pleat your clothes, that's a pleater. And it may be the tiniest little butter churn I've ever seen. Lance jar, tea jar. We got some, there's another room cooler that'll be tagged because I didn't notice it till just now, believe it or not. And then the shelving, canisters, this whole corner unit, the table, chairs, bench, all going together, and a couple nice chairs over there, loaded here in the middle with all kind of other small collectibles, cut crystal, pretty glassware, you name it. I love this clock. I mean, there's just so much beautiful items in this house, and there's another floor to go. Now, before I go to the top floor, one more time, you see me backing up. It takes getting way far away from this thing to show you the size of it. Huge china cabinet. Again, 1800s, beautiful, giant boards, and it's full of spongeware and Fiesta. So dynamite stuff. Also got a bunch of jewel tea here for you, silver plate, on and on, bunch of cookbooks. Here you go. All right, fantastic sale, folks. Again, we're October 3rd and 4th, so I hope you'll join us for this. And let me run upstairs and go slowly, get a little peek at some of these items on the wall here. Needlepoint art. Really old photo with the attribution of where it is. Who's that? Instant relatives. Here she is, again, a little younger, instant relative, when she got her portrait, when she had a baby. Wow, that was gorgeous. Hadn't had a good look at that one before. Here's one is that. The Arc de Triomphe, a long time ago. More cool stuff. Great frames. Look at these frames. Oh my God, I love this one here. Wow. And then this one's in the online auction, the giant mirror. Then this little kid here, this little Scottish boy, he's got his plaid on. He got a big sheep in the background. That's cool. This matches one in the hallway. Little baby picture. On and on we go. All right, rolling into, let me do this room first. Y'all are not going to believe this room. I certainly didn't. We have some bears. All the Steve came out of this room, and we organized it and made lots. But we were going to come back and do some of these Boyd's bears and other bears. But the auction it's full. So all this room here that I'm showing at this stage will be tag sale. And this is all Boyd's bears over here. I'll show you a really expensive item. The Boyd's bear Noah's Ark. $400 or $500. It's going to be in a tag sale. There's 2 of those in here, by the way. Santa, big time Santa. Topo Gigio. Raise your hand if you remember Topo Gigio. Awesome dude. Nice little table here. Bunch of cool kids books on and on like that. They got the clapping monkey. Look at this cool little robot. More tin toys. All this stuff will be tagged. Now, up high is, I'm going to go around the room again. This was all auction. Steve toy lots in lots of 5, 10, 15 as they go. There's Barbie over there. Got the Steve in the original box. There's toys up there as well. And yeah, all that is auction. And then this is a Cuddle Ups display, retail display. You can buy that. It's also really cool. Then this one here is Anchor Blocks. This is a complete set in the box. This is a knockout piece. If y'all collect Erector set, actually predates the very first Erector set by a couple of years. Kids toys galore. Look, we got all these here. I love this this walnut piece with the bookshelf topper. Coming to this bedroom, got a cannonball bed. That's totally awesome. It's a rope bed with a rope trundle bed underneath. I've never seen that. Totally cool. We made an auction lot out of this because, it's completely awesome. All the kids, very old, tin toys, the whole kitchen. This is another one of those heaters. More tramp art. You got your spinning wheel. More art. More children's bowls. There's tons of these. Look at this. A whole shelf full. There's more downstairs. Good grief. Pam's been unpacking since I saw this last. Loaded up. This one, a bunch of stuff that probably should have been in the auction. Very cool old tin toys. Here we are again. Look at that Bissell Little Helper. That's the coolest toy vacuum I've ever seen. And then, some other ones over there. Got the toy reel mower. That's amazing. And then there's a toy clothes dryer with the crank on it. So that's nuts. Now, Steve Stife wise, we have the entire circus. This is major money up here for collectors. And I'm not sure if it's complete, but because I don't know if there's actually what's considered a complete set of these. Every one they made for the circus, I suppose. But the Steve Wild Animals, we've got the whole thing, all the cars and everything, and all these go with it. You got the original boxes plus some extras. Check out this guy, super duper old here. The sheep, and then another toys, seasonal. Look at this old kids' clothes. I hadn't seen that before. Now look at this. I haven't seen this before. Wow. And then coming into the bathroom, we'll see if they got this stuff organized. We got some shelving and child's doll beds and stuff like that. So totally cool. And then last, but certainly not the least, is Attic Land. This place is knockout. You can have a ton of fun up in here, digging around. It's going to be the right time of year. It won't be too hot in here, but we're loaded with seasonal, loaded with ornaments, Santas, figurines, garland, trees, you name it, all that stuff. There's some more books. There's a little Santa Land once again. And then when we come down the wall, there's a nativity set, lights, tea set, toys. And then check this whole run right here, man. This is 6 different retail displays. Tailspin, I guess it's all McDonald Happy Meals displays. Dino Motion, dinosaurs, Happy Captain Hook, Looney Tunes, 101 Dalmatians. So all that's going to be tagged. And then over here, I've got one more auction item up here, two of the same. These are 1964 Silvestri mechanized. Check out this, the mechanization. That's what the 60s were like, y'all young people. We didn't have no plastic. Everything was metal, heavy as hell. Lasts forever. These are mechanized animals that were window displays. So you got the lot of 5 there and then a lot of 6 over here. So crazy. They need cleaning up, but they are just fun. And old as dirt, old as me. I've got Santa Claus, Christmas, UT Santa Claus, and here I see there's another Christmas scene. Here's Tennessee Santa Claus here, Vols. Here's little Beanie Babies down in a tote, plate holders, Christmas wrapping, on and on it goes. I've been talking for a while, folks. My throat's tired. Your ears are probably tired. This is October 3rd and 4th in Rockford, Tennessee. Not far from where you are, anywhere in East Tennessee. Come out and see us. You're going to love this sale.